Using a confluctor, Bob Reynolds was able to live as the Sentry in a pocket dimension in order to keep the Void at bay. He even had his own Sentry family in this pocket dimension. In order to avoid losing control, Bob had to visit Sentry World at least once a day, but one day the confluctor went missing. Because of this, Bob loses control of the Sentry and his human form is sent to the Sentry World. While in the Sentry World, Bob realizes that it's been invaded and has to watch his Sentry family die. It's then revealed that Bob's friend Billy is the one who stole the confluctor from his apartment. He and his friend come up with a plot to transform Billy by recreating the serum that gave Sentry his powers. But once they realized that Bob was in Sentry World, Billy concluded that Sentry must be in the real world. Billy assumes that if Sentry is in the real world he must be coming for them, so he takes the serum. Surprisingly, the serum worked, giving him the powers of the Sentry. With his new powers, Billy ends up in a three-way brawl between him, Iron Man, and the Sentry. Meanwhile, back in Sentry World, a hopeless Bob approaches the Void and asks for its help. He explains that for years he's tried to fight back the Void, but what if he were to just give in? After deciding to embrace its power, Bob merges with the Void and becomes one with it, becoming the Merged Sentry. After a long battle, Sentry realizes that Billy's lost control, and the only option is to kill him. Upon doing this, Sentry realizes that Tony called in the Avengers, and they attempt to take him in. But because of his new power, the Avengers were no match for him. Realizing he is too powerful for the Avengers, Sentry decides to leave the planet, but not before taking revenge for the death of his Sentry family. And so the Merged Sentry left planet Earth and flew off into space.